What's up, guys? St0p here, bringing to another audio commentary for WCReplays.com. This audio is copyrighted by WC Replays, so don't go stealing it. Thank you for everyone who submitted replays. I initially did like an hour and 45-minute long audio on user-submitted replays, and I didn't save it properly. Very typical of me. And so what ended up happening is it was like a minute. It was maybe like 16 minutes long, and the audio quality was terrible. So I'm gonna have to redo it. I've decided to split it up into multiple parts, so I will eventually get to all of the games that I thought were worth commenting, and there were quite a few. So big thank you to everyone who submitted. That having been said, let's get game one up at the 1 minute mark, or 1 minute 30 mark. Sorry, 1 minute 30 mark. 1x speed, Fog of War off on Paranoid's, the Orc player's point of view. It's Twisted Meadows versus Elf, and the Elf is Troll _. Good name. So hopefully you're there. We're going to unpause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. His point of view, 1x speed, Fog of War off. Why not? Anyway, looking at his base build already, it's kind of unusual, I think. It's very open on the left and right side, as in like a Demon Hunter or Huntress's archers can easily get to the back of the base. Both burrows are exposed, and usually typically if you're going to have both burrows like as forward as he has his burrows, the reason to do that is to block your base. But he's not doing that, so that's unusual. The other thing that's unusual, and he's doing it now, is he's building his Voodoo Lounge incredibly close to his rightmost burrow. And that means that his third burrow is either going to go left of the left burrow or above the right burrow. But either way, I don't think those are ideal positions for that burrow. And he's cramping up the back of his base if he does that. He's either cramping up the back of his base if he puts it on the right, or not protecting the right side of his base very well if he puts it on the left. So, unusual base build, that's the first thing I would comment on. He has scouted with his Altar Peon, as I'm sure you've noticed. He's also cleverly sent his Grunt to the other orange camp. He's buying a circlet selling port. He's creeping there, and I guess in the hopes that the Demon Hunter's not going to find him. This guy's Demon Hunter, I guess he never Wisp scouted, so he doesn't know where the Orc is, and that's no good on the Elf's point of view, or perspective. The Orc lost his Peon, so he does know where the Elf base is, but he doesn't know what the Elf units are, which is a big no-no. You need to know if he's got Huntresses or Archers early on. It's going to dictate how aggressive you are creeping or how aggressive you are attacking. Both of those are kind of important. Like if he's going Huntresses, then you should be aggressively creeping, because chances are he's not going to be able to creep as well if he's got Archers. If he's got Archers, you probably want to be aggressively on him the second you get level 2. And the dust and boots, because archers should die and they shouldn't be there for the tier 2 push. They should die and be free experience for your Blade Master. But he doesn't know this yet, so that's no good. Otherwise, he's got a pretty standard tech going on. He teched without rebuilding that extra peon that he died to creeps, which is whatever, not a huge deal, but I like to replace it usually. So here's the Demon Hunter doing nothing. In fact, it's actually worse than nothing, because right now the Orc knows exactly where the Demon Hunter is. So he could be creeping something big, knowing that the Demon Hunter is not going to come in on his base. Now he sees a Huntress, who he knows hunts. He doesn't know if it's double AOW. He doesn't know, what the tech is, whatever. Something important to note, but whatever. You can kind of assume one AOW because there's only one hunt in your base. Again, I don't agree with what the Elf just did because he telegraphed position, but that's okay. Here the Orc realizes he has boots, and the Demon Hunter doesn't, so he's going to attack this Demon Hunter pretty relentlessly, and then Windwalk, attack, Windwalk again. He's either going to force his port, so that's pretty good that you force the early port. That makes the Demon Hunter a target. When he doesn't have a town portal, it's a lot more worthwhile to focus him later on in the game. Here, okay, so the third burrow is going up left of the first burrow, or on the left side of the base, so that really protects the altar, but no one really cares about the altar. And no one really cares about that part of your base so much. Like if the shop goes down, that's pretty critical loss for you. And it's actually not a difficult thing to do, or to imagine that your shop will get attacked and taken down. So not really a fan of his base build. Here, okay, so you Windwalk and attacked, but what happened is you attacked too quickly out of Windwalk, so he was able to burn you again for more mana, so you couldn't Windwalk twice. So that was a little greedy on your part, and it's going to cost you a grunt when you might have been able to get an extra kill on the Demon Hunter. Just something to note. Another thing to note is that these fights, they benefit you in that you forced a port and that you're forcing him to waste moon juice, but they benefit him in that you're spending a lot of money on clarities and healing salves, and that's money that you can't get back, obviously. and I don't know, I haven't really been keeping count, but I'm willing to bet if you checked your now healing potion, like all of these things are very expensive. And yeah, like the level 1 Demon Hunter is great if you're gonna get this kill if you never even bought the boots. But you know, you still don't know what his game plan is, and you've wasted a lot of gold. You're going Shadow Hunter, obviously. You're going to go Shadow Hunter, I assume. Yeah, you're going to go Shadow Hunter because you've seen Huntresses, which is fine. But you don't know, you know, what he's doing or what he's trying to do. And if you look at the elf space right now, he's already, you know, a third of the way to tier 3 without having built any tier 2 whatsoever, which is, you know, so that's an aggressive tech. And you know, you can only assume bears there. I think, yeah, the lures are going up. They're about to go up right now, I think. I hope. So this isn't even going to be a fast bear tech, like a better bear tech would have lures up already, but he's going to have fast bears, and you don't know that. And so you don't have a lodge going up, you don't have a mill, all of these things you could have afforded if you hadn't been spending, like, again, another clarity, which you're just going to, you know, blow away on Windwalk to do damage. Like, it's not that's not a worthwhile use of clarity money, just to, like, get another Windwalk 70, you know, whatever it is, backstab damage. Not worthwhile. And also, like, this is time that you could have spent creeping, and, you know, you'd be level 3 right now if you crept, you know, that orange camp outside your base in the green, maybe, you'd be level 3, and then you'd have, like, a great scout on him, which you haven't done, so you still don't know what units he's going. And I have to stress, as Orc especially, if you don't know, you know, your opponent's strategy, if you don't know it, you're in trouble. And so here again, even though he only has a level 1 Demon Hunter and 4 Huntresses, and no port and no boots, he's going to be forcing you to use an incredible amount of gold on clarities and healing salves. And, like, you might not kill a thing. I don't think he's, maybe he's killed 1 grunt so far. But in terms of the income you've spent, like, fending off these pushes, like, there's no need. If you had a better base build, you could have been, you know, either forcing him to fight you in range of the burrows, or just, you know, forcing him to back off because you're choosing not to fight, which are both better alternatives at this point than what you're doing now. Although, granted, once the Shadow Hunter comes out, if he's still pushing, you're going to get Hunter's kills, and that's always a good thing. But again, so now you're going to have to heal again, so that's another 500, another 200 gold at least just to heal these 3 grunts. Which you may as well replace a grunt at that, you know, like, this is all adding up. You're 36 food, he's 37, so I mean, he's also tier 3, and he's got, you know, Master Bear training in the works. And what do you have to counter Master Bears? Well, your first Walker's not out, so you don't have Spirit Link. You don't have a 1 mil up, so you're not going to have Kodos anytime soon. Let's see. Your grunts have not gotten the Berserk upgrade, so they're still 700 HP and not as much damage as they would get if they had Berserk. You know, you're just now getting Ensnare. You still don't have level 3, so you can't really be effective at taking him out. At this point, too, with the army you have, you don't really, I mean, like, it's fine to creep this camp, but you could easily creep the Merc camp, or his shop, or, you know, you could be creeping something very aggressively, based on your army, and you have nothing. But anyway, so if here you finally get level 3 on the Blade Master, you should be giving him the Clarity Salve that you have on your Shadow Hunter, because he's only really effective if he has mana, like more than 1 Windwalk mana. So, okay, you don't, but that's alright. So here, like, if you scout him, you get, like, 1 attack and then 1 Windwalk, so you can steal 1 creep, basically, and then you have to go run away. Also, you haven't, like, looked in his base still. Like, you're level 3, and you're looking at all the obvious creep camps, but you haven't looked at his base, and he's still level 1. Like, he doesn't, his game plan is just not to care. He doesn't care, whatsoever about what you're doing. He knows what he wants to do. He knows his game plan, and he's going to push you. Lionheart Stormwind, or whatever the hell that is, the +1 armor item, it's not bad. It makes Spirit Link better. But it's not really effective. Like Spirit Link, it's not very effective when you're 39 food. And again, I'm quite certain that if you hadn't been spending so much money on healing and clarities, you'd actually be higher up in the food chain. Your Shadow Hunter is level 2, that's great. The level 1 healing wave is terrible. It's really not, you know. I'd almost rather just keep Bear's Hex, because he doesn't have Dryads. So here he is pushing you, you know, no healing potions on his Demon Hunter. Like, this may as well be a computer playing. Like, really, you know, he had one set strategy in mind, and he didn't adapt at all. He's not doing anything special, micro-wise or strategy-wise. Never bothered to creep, even though he could have easily been level 3 right now. He's hitting your barracks, which is, you know, bears take down buildings obscenely fast, and you're going to need that barracks. You think you're going to get the Berserk upgrade. You may not even get the Berserk upgrade done by the time that barracks dies. You should